With this week's Timothy, my son, we're entering Paul's final charge to Timothy. He's already done some really powerful teaching, but it's nearly time to say goodbye. So Paul begins this section by writing, "But you, man of God." There are a lot of things I'd like to be said at my memorial service. Faithful husband, good father, great grandpa, sports fan, lover of all kinds of music, except country and western. Okay, some of it's okay, but I'm definitely not a big fan of twang. Lover of scriptures, a lifelong learner. But if it was to be narrowed down to 3 words, I'd love it to be these 3. Man of God. It's not that my attitudes or actions would always measure up. Quite simply, they don't. The people who know me best would acknowledge, but hopefully they'd still see me as a man of God. I'd consider that to be my greatest legacy, to live in such a way, even with all my shortcomings, that those closest to me would know that I'm a devoted man of God. I'm his man. And then I take that relationship into eternity. So what does a man of God look like? In its perfect image, wouldn't it have to be Jesus? There's a chorus we learned many years ago that says, "To be like Jesus, this hope possesses me. In every thought and deed, this is my aim, my creed. To be like Jesus, this hope possesses me. His Spirit helping me, like him I'll be." When Jesus is the most godlike being who has ever been, because he is God, why would you set your sights lower? On the one hand, what an incredible role model. On the other hand, how impossible to reach those heights when Jesus is in a class all by himself. If your goal is to be the best, you have to look to the best. To be the best goal scorer in the NHL, you have to look to Wayne Gretzky. To be the best leader in the NBA, you have to look to Michael Jordan. To be the best tennis player in the world, you'd have to look to a Roger Federer or a Serena Williams. To be the best quarterback in the NFL, I hate to say it, but you'd have to look at Tom Brady. To be the best man of God, you have to look at Jesus Christ. There are a lot of really solid examples we've seen in action. Billy Graham and Mother Teresa come to mind immediately. They've now gone to be with the Lord. But unfortunately, there are other names that I am reluctant to mention simply because so many in recent years have let the Christian community down. I don't want to mention those who have disappointed us, and I'm afraid that the names I would like to mention might. I have a Vancouver Canucks jersey that I bought 12 years ago when they were making a huge charge toward the Stanley Cup, but it doesn't have anyone's name on it. I've thought about buying a jersey for several of the teams that I love, but there are 3 reasons I haven't bought one with somebody's name. Number 1, I'm cheap. I really don't want to spend the money to get a name on it. 2, I'm afraid that as soon as I get one, that player will be traded, and I'll feel stupid. Number 3, I'm afraid they'll do something stupid, and I'll never want to be seen in public with their name emblazoned on my back. I'll never have that problem when I identify with Jesus. Be a person of God. There is no greater honor.